On February 16th, 2011, 2:10 a.m, a Ni channel user posted the following in a thread titled, "Can you help me solve this code?" There was some trouble in our university group of friends. To put it simply, there was a love triangle, and thanks to that, one of the people involved dropped out of school and our group of friends. After that, nobody heard from him again, and we lost contact with him. But recently, he's been sending the other person involved in the love triangle letters, been making silent phone calls and such. We talked about it, and apparently the letter contents were a code of some sort. There were lines of strange numbers. I wrote these numbers down and looked them up, but it's a mystery, so I'm here talking to you guys. I'll upload the whole code for you. This is the picture he uploaded. As you can see, it's 4 lines of seemingly random numbers. The original poster explained the scribbled number as a simple mistake, and after a few people pointed out the full stops at the end of the lines, the poster also noted that he had added those himself as a habit. They weren't part of the original letter. So, this was the code he was hoping Ni channelers could solve. What exactly did these mysterious numbers mean? It was the beginning of what would turn into one of Ni channel's most legendary threads. Settle in, this is a good one. At first, other users had no idea what the numbers could mean. There didn't seem to be any pattern. Reading them left to right, vertically, etc. didn't seem to produce any pattern either. After several users complained that the numbers were too messy to read, the original poster uploaded them again as text, which you can see here. Each line of numbers had a comma somewhere around the middle, but even that wasn't exact, as the comma in the third line was after the first 4 numbers, rather than the first 7 or 8 of the other lines. The original poster revealed that he was in the 2nd grade of university, doing an arts degree, as was the person who had sent this letter to his friend. He didn't know much about this other guy, other than he liked reading books. So, not a whole lot to go off. He had obviously discussed this letter with his friends already, but they had no idea either, which was why he was posting it on Ni channel. Everyone was at a loss as to what it could mean. It wasn't until 20 minutes after the first post that someone hit upon an idea. There was a good chance that these long strings of numbers actually referred to places. They were potentially coordinates. As it turned out, 3 of these lines of numbers did lead to locations within Japan. The first line led to Sumiyoshi-dai Junior High School in Sendai, Miyagi Prefecture. The second line led to Hikarigaoka Natsuno Kumo Elementary School in Nerima, Tokyo, and the fourth line pointed to Fukuoka Kenritsu Shūyūkan Koto School in Fukuoka City, Fukuoka Prefecture. After finally figuring out where to properly place the period in the third line, people realized it also pointed to a location in Japan. Sapporo University Women's Junior College in Hokkaido. Notice anything in common with these 4 locations. Other than all being within Japan, they were also all schools. In fact, 1 elementary school, 1 junior high, 1 high school, and 1 university. Seemed the numbers weren't random after all. In the end, they were coordinates pointing to 4 different schools all throughout Japan. But that just deepened the mystery. Why did this unlucky-in-love man send a letter to the girl who rejected him with coordinates to various schools across the country? Discovering that these numbers led to different locations across Japan kicked the thread into overdrive. Hokkaido, Sendai, Tokyo, Fukuoka. Once again, Ni channelers had made progress with a mystery, and they were even more determined to solve it. At 2:47 a.m, 2 posters in the thread revealed that they lived near the elementary school in Tokyo, and one of them decided to go out and check it out for himself, see if there was anything interesting there. In the meantime, the original poster returned with a little more information. He didn't wish to dox himself or anyone else involved, but revealed that he was a university student in Fukushima. The guy involved in the love triangle, the one sending the letters, was disliked by pretty much everyone in their friends circle, and as such, they didn't know too much about him because they tended to avoid him. All he did know was that this person came from outside the prefecture, and after he quit university, he moved again. He had no idea where he was at that particular time. At 4:13 a.m., the Tokyo poster returned. He claimed to have visited the elementary school and found some packing tape stuck to the sign of the school's name. He provided picture proof of this, and the number 37 could be seen written on the tape. Once again, the mystery deepened. Seemed it really was all connected. Of course, Ni channelers are rightfully a suspicious lot, and someone asked if anyone else in the thread could analyse the photo to determine when it was taken. It was indeed taken that very same night, at 3:56 a.m, making the photo, at the very least, real. It was also at this point that other users realised that maybe the other 3 locations also had packing tape with numbers written on it. They wouldn't be able to solve the riddle until they had the numbers from all 4 locations, if these numbers even existed. One piece of tape at a school could be nothing more than a coincidence. It required further investigations. Another user appeared around 4:30 a.m. and claimed that they lived near the Fukuoka school. They were going to head over and check it out for themselves. In the meantime, another user decided to check the metadata recorded in the original photo with the numbers. Here, things once again got interesting. It turned out the photo had been taken at 9:11 a.m. on March 31st, 2007, 4 years earlier. The original poster claimed that this only just happened, so why and how could the photo have been taken 4 years earlier? Coincidentally, the original poster was oddly quiet around this time, seemingly disappearing from the thread. When several people pointed this out, the original poster returned with a blank reply, which got everyone else worked up again. The other user had also arrived at the Fukuoka school, but apparently didn't find anything of note. Was it all a coincidence then? Yet, that same person from Fukuoka returned at 5:13 a.m. with a message that shook the thread. You guys, listen up. Like 147 said, I found some plastic tape. It was stuck to the old gate nobody uses anymore. This user also posted a picture, but it was pitch black. They ended up taking the tape home and taking another photo, and this one revealed the number 140. 2 of the schools had a piece of tape stuck near the gates with a number written on them. It was too much to be a coincidence. Clearly, this was deliberate. All that was left was the other 2 schools, in Sendai and Sapporo. At 5:21, someone in Sendai appeared, followed shortly by another. The first poster beat them to the punch and, as expected, found some tape with numbers on it attached to the school. This one said 877314. The second Sendai user confirmed that they also saw the same tape, as well as one more attached to a construction site nearby with the number 7 on it. Whether this was related or not was unknown. Finally, at 5:59 a.m, someone from Sapporo appeared, and they headed out to grab the final piece of the puzzle. They found some tape stuck to the school gates, with the number 932.077 on it. With all numbers on hand, it became clear that, once again, they were coordinates. Plugging these into Google Maps led to an interesting location, to say the least. A place called Tsurishi Beach. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the term, Tsurishi is a Japanese term for internet trolls. After 4 hours of trying to solve the riddle of the mysterious numbers, after people literally all over the country running around in the middle of the night, finding pieces of tape stuck to random schools in random cities, the numbers on those pieces of tape led to a location called Tsurishi Beach. They had all, in fact, been trolled, and trolled hard. It was at this point that the original poster finally returned, with a simple and straight-to-the-point comment. "I'm sorry for everything." Everyone realized they had been played, caught in an epic troll that, if the original photo metadata was correct, had been 4 years in the making. And the original poster confirmed that this was true in the 1000th and final comment of the thread. This all started 4 years ago. The original poster had written down the coordinates of 4 schools around the country, and then taken a photo of his own note. Then, over the next 4 years, he visited each of these locations and stuck a piece of tape with a number on it, somewhere slightly out of the way, but visible if someone were to go looking for it. Somehow, miraculously, these pieces of tape managed to last until the poster was ready to make his move. Once all the pieces were in place, he created the thread, posted the image that he took 4 years earlier, and then left Nichannel to figure it out. And figure it out they did. It took them less than 5 hours from the very first post to figure out what those numbers meant, track down the locations, send people out to each of these sites, then gather the numbers all together to create another set of coordinates. This one leading to a location that, through a pun, revealed it was all nothing more than a massive troll. It was those 4 years of effort and the combination of Nichannelers who set out into the cold winter night to help solve the problem that made this thread so memorable. And even today, it's still considered one of the best and most legendary threads to have ever come out of Nichannel. Even the best laid plans can fall apart, especially over such a long period of time. But this user managed to pull it off, and what a troll it was. What do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.